regards to the gray list, Panama was included in the gray list on June 2014, sorry, just before we took over. We took over on July 1st. So what we have done since that is first we set up a team to address this issue. We have attended the GAFI plenaries or the FATF plenaries in Paris. We have made a commitment to resolve the deficiencies found in the IMF report of the Panama reports of 2012. So we are working very hard to get Panama out of the gray list, and we are certain that we will be out of the gray list by late 2015 or early 2016. But first, Panama has the debt to GDP ratios have been declining over the last, say, 8 or 10 years. Now, debt to GDP ratio stands at 37%, which is very healthy when you compare that with many other countries, including developed economies. This year, Panama is going to run a fiscal deficit of 4% of GDP. Next year, Panama, we have taken all the appropriate steps in the budget of 2015 to reduce the deficit. And it will be reduced even more when the Panama Canal is finished and the new revenues from the canal start flowing to the Treasury. We expect that Panama Canal revenues will increase significantly over the next 10 years, and that will help the country's finances. And please remember that almost all of the deficit is to fund capital expenditures of the country, which in turn helps to improve the competitiveness of Panama. So it's not the deficits are not used to pay for operating revenues of the country. Instead, they are used to finance infrastructure projects like the Line 2 of the metro, like new roads, ports, airports, and infrastructure that in the end will help the competitiveness. What you're going to see is a change in the focus. The infrastructure program will continue, but basically to provide basic services to the Panamanian citizens. Like we're going to spend a lot of money or invest a lot of money in water and sanitation. There are some areas of the Panama City and some of the rural towns that lacks proper water and sanitation. We will invest heavily into urban mobility, including Line 2 and Line 3 of the metro system of the city of Panama. We're going to invest heavily in rebuilding the city of Colón. Colón is the major city in the Atlantic of the Republic of Panama. And it could become a tourist attraction. Now it is a commercial center, but it could become also a tourist attraction, being the only major city of Panama in the Atlantic side. So that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a change in the investments. There are some projects that we will continue until they are finished, like the expansion of the highway all the way from Panama to David, which is the city that is closest to Costa Rica. That's $1 billion project that will be finished by next year. And you will also see the completion of the convention center sometime into 2017. The first is we need first to tackle we need to get Panama out of the gray list. Okay, that's the first objective of this government, and we are putting all our efforts behind resolving this issue, which is, I think, key in order for Panama to continue to prosper as a financial center for the region. The second is we need to attract more new and bigger banks to Panama, and we need to work with the private sector in order to also develop Panama as a capital market for the region. But we will not be able to do that unless we remove Panama from the from the FATF gray list as soon as possible. Well, you need to see Panama as a place with extreme connectivity. Panama has the best maritime connectivity of the Americas by far because of the Panama Canal and the expansion of the Panama Canal. One of the best air connectivity in the region. But you have daily flights, more than one daily flight to all major cities in Latin America and even secondary cities of the major countries in Latin America. So if you want to establish a regional headquarters to serve the Americas, this is the place. And also you have great telecommunications connectivity over there. There is a large number of fiber optics cables that cross Panama, so you can have redundancy. So in that sense, that's a great opportunity for foreign investors to set up their regional headquarters to serve their Latin American markets. The second area where we're going to see significant developments in the coming years is going to be mining. There is a very important copper mine being built as we speak by a First Quantum, which is a Canadian-Australian company.
They're also listed in London as well, which is great.
It is a $6 billion project that will have a significant impact in the country. And of course, there will be other industries that will develop around the mine. Tourism is growing significantly in the country. So we expect that also to be an area of opportunity for foreign investors. And finally, your logistics. When you have this great connectivity that Panama offers, you have the ability to set up value-added logistics so that your products can be tailor-made to the different markets of the Latin American region.